هللويا هللو عزدي آدوني هللو زكا زكا يمحنون هلا آدوني هللويا هللويا هللو عزدي آدوني.
Hi, gang. Well, yeah, I guess I should get on with the broadcast. Hmm, yeah. Anyway, belly dancing, flame dancing. Well, here we are, 8 o'clock Sunday evening, live with the shaman. Yep. Hope everybody had a right decent weekend. Um, Mine's been pretty busy, very productive, I think. Yep. So, but I. What does that have to do with shamanism? A lot. I was kind of hoping my evening crew would be here this evening. Looks like they're a little busy. That's all right. Let's talk about shamanism and how we handle but I. But I leads up to help me, don't help me. What do you think about this? Ah, you're wrong. Well, shamans are counselors of a sort. We are out there to help people any way we can. Some use herbs. I happen to use meditation, crystals, soul searching, soul retrieval, guided meditation of all sorts. And the biggest thing that we always deal with in the shaman path, and I know we're not the only ones that deal with it, oh, gods know, but it's probably the most aggravating of all of any counselor anywhere. I have known and worked with many psychiatrists, psychologists, and licensed counselors here in the Texas area and abroad. And through conversation with them, their biggest pet peeve is, but I. Now, where does that come into play? What do you mean by, but I? Well, when someone asks you for a reading, right, and you've got the crystals out of the cards or the stones or the runic stones, whatever you use to divinate, for divination. Scrying mirrors are fun. Um, Ponds or pools of water are great. Anything or whatever you use to draw your attention to do the reading on this individual. Me, I tend to use a person's eyes. I look deep within their eyes and body language. So I read their eyes, their emotions, their body language, their energy that they put off. And they ask you for a reading. What do you see? Well, okay. I make sure they understand. Anytime you go to any shaman or any seer anywhere for a reading, you're going to get that person's interpretations of what they see that you portray, what you put out there. Now, when you take someone on as a student, as a client, as whatever, and you're working with them as a healer, there are multiple different variables in different areas that you work on. Okay? I work on the five human elements, of course. But when you tell somebody, okay, we need to work on your meditation skills, well, the instant reply to that is, but I try and I don't ever make it. That's but I number one. Or you tell someone there are things you can do that can help you sleep, help you rest, and help you become more in tune with self. But I try so hard. But I am so stressed. But I am all tangled up in anxiety. But I, but I, but I, but I. But I. Okay, I get it. I mean, I went through and periodically do go through stages in my life, just as all other human beings do, where I have trouble dealing with stress and anxieties and pressures and responsibilities of life. The difference between me and some, my spirit guides like to tap me on the top of the head. Sounds like a woodpecker. Ow, I got fingernails. Ow, shit, that hurt. Anyway, they like to tap me on the top of the head like a woodpecker. And they're like, you already know the answer to that. All you gotta do is do it. Thanks for that. Then help me, don't help me. Pardon me. That is those that come to you, they're theatrical, they're showboating. You don't know quite where the tears are coming from, but your bullshit meter has gone smooth off the scale. And you're listening because somewhere in amongst all this psychobabble might be something that makes sense. Maybe not. And you listen to them and they say, what do you think? You tell them. Most of the time, it's not what they wanted to hear. Well, I knew you would be full of shit just like all the rest. And they get up and they go away. Or they pat you on the head and, well, okay, but I really don't think that's it. Okay. I mean, any reader is going to give you their interpretation of what they see, right, wrong, or indifferent. I can sit there all day long and tell you what you think you want to hear. But a true shaman, someone that truly does readings for individuals, could give two shits less about what that individual wants to hear. And if you're going to any shaman worth their salt, they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what they see, what they feel, what they perceive from you. That is, help me, but don't help me. Give me your advice. No, you're wrong. Well, these are the ones that are real close to help me, don't help me. But yet, they want to come to you and they want to prove to you that just how much they know. I've been doing this many years. What do you see? And they're sitting on the other side of the table, and you can see them. My first reply is this would be easier if you would calm down. Take a breath, breathe, sit, chill. Let's chat. I'm not here to chat. I'm here to get answers. I won't answer. You got answers? I won't answer. Oh, okay. Number one, no one's out to get you. No one's after you. Oh, you're wrong. The whole world's out to get me. It's a conspiracy, I say. Everybody's out to get me. No. To be honest with you, the whole world could give a shit whether you're breathing or not. But these are the things that shamans, counselors, healers, leaders of the pagan community that counsel people, no matter what your path is, you deal with this. We deal with it every day out of students that come to us to teach them. Oh, I've been with you several years and haven't learned anything. Okay, then why are you still with me? If you're not learning anything, why do you call me and ask my opinion? I give you my opinion. You tell me how wrong I am, and then you bugger off and do what I told you to anyway. Now, human beings are predisposed to auto defensive behavior. Yes, auto defensive behavior. This is when someone, whether you've asked them to or not, now here's a kicker. Whether you've asked them to or not, gives you their opinion, tells you what they see and feel, and because it steps on your pride or steps on your toes, you want to freak out, you want to get defensive, and you want to move into that but I. You want to get into that help me, don't help me, you're wrong. There's nothing can be done for that. The but I disease, as I call it, I don't think it's not an actual disease, but I call it a disease, right? Because it's a thing that afflicts so many people. It's a pandemic, I'm telling you. It's a conspiracy, I say. The but I conspiracy. The but I conspiracy. Oh, R. At the end of the day, as a spiritual counselor, okay, and as a shaman, my advice of how to handle these types of syndromes, okay, these types of people, pardon me, my apologies. Damn, I blew my idea smooth out of my, my recommendation on how to handle these types of people, let them speak. Don't take it personal. And do not become reactionary. That's very important. Again, listen, right? Look past the bullshit, past the blah blah. Watch their body language, watch their eyes. Never lose eye contact with them. And they will begin to shave away the layers of bullshit as you get through, as shamans, and see through the crap. I have spent many hours listening to people psychobabble to get 10 minutes of worthwhile information, which later I was able to teach them how to help themselves. So when you're dealing with but I, help me, don't help me, give me your advice, know you're wrong type individuals, which you're going to on a daily basis, whether it's in the professional world, in your personal life, with your friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses, whatever, family members, whatever, you're going to deal with these types of individuals. And the best way I recommend to deal with them is don't deal with them at all. Yeah, listen. Just sit and listen. And really truly listen. Don't jack with your cell phone. Don't screw with your computer. Don't be looking around at the birds and the bees. Pay attention to what these people are talking about, because they really truly might just want someone to listen. Maybe. So, where does it come from at the end of the day? Right? Generally, most people's issues come from their fear, their inability to conquer those fears, and their inability to face those fears. So, when you yourself are trying to help people deal with these situations and these issues that they're having, you have to get through the but I, you have to get through the help me, don't help me. And my opinion as a shaman and as a counselor, this is what you do. I know there are multitudes of people out there that are shaman that don't help anybody. And I know there are multitudes of shamans out there that help on the back end. These are the people that you may never see, but they slip in, lend a helping hand, and they slide out. They don't want to be noticed. They don't want to be seen. They don't want people to pay attention to them. They just want to slide in and do what they do and slide out. That's fine. But nonetheless, it doesn't make any difference the type of healer you are. You're going to deal with these types of people. You're going to deal with the types of people that don't want to listen, that don't want to help, that don't want to do anything at all, but let you do all of the work. Pardon me. But and I know that a lot of these things that some of you are going to deal with as individuals, you're not going to know how to handle it. Hell, I didn't when I started. Well, let me give you an interesting situation that I dealt with back in my 20s. Way before I had even a clue that I was shaman or that I was pagan or that I was anything else. I grew up being everyone's ear. I sit, I listened, I contemplated, And on occasion, I was asked for my advice. I was. I found that rather interesting. But the biggest thing that I found is if you listen to people, listen to the things that they say, listen to the things that they're not saying, and then here's a contradicting term: don't read anything into the things that they're saying. Now that's kind of a misnomer, right? It's an oxymoron. Listen to what they're saying. Don't read anything into what they're saying, but also listen to the things that they're not saying. And you can really actually help someone through the but I, through the help me, don't help me, and through the give me your advice, but you're wrong. And if you notice that you're one of those that does but I, if you notice that you're one of those that encounters situations where you feel suddenly very defensive, you might be someone suffering from but I. So on those occasions where I found myself all wound up in my own cesspool of crap, and I reach out to the few individuals that I do have for help, I am very careful not to use key terms when people are helping me. And but I is one of them. Because if they're sitting there and they're talking and they're giving me advice, I remember I asked for that advice. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I asked for that advice. And when I have a student, and these students are the world's worst about excuses. Would you get that assignment done? No, but I had to get drunk. No, but I had to do whatever. I don't want to use any prime excuses because then people will know who I'm talking about. Because they use them all the freaking time. But for those of you that are seeking help, here's my advice to you. Remember to not use terms like but I. Help me, but you're wrong. If you ask for advice, right, wrong, or indifferent, you owe it to the person that you ask for that advice to. You owe it to them to at least listen to what they have to say. And when you're dealing with people that are full of the but I syndrome, listen to the things that they're saying. Listen to what they're telling you. Listen to the types of things that they're saying. And you'd be amazed at how well you can help people out. Now, we've about covered just about everything we can possibly cover with but I. Help me, don't help me, and give me your advice, but you're wrong. So, for those just joining, I'm sorry, you missed it. Yeah, rewind. Watch from the beginning. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Hit like on Live with the Shaman. Don't miss a single episode. So for now, we're going to bugger off. Short show, good topic. See you next week, right here on Live with the Shaman.